Morning. It's the what is it? The 28th of March already. Don't know what it's like where you are, but it's quite grey and wet here. So what better time to actually be doing some crafting? I'm just going to check that I am live where I should be, and I'll make sure that's on silent, otherwise we'll end up with too many bits of noise going on. Okay, so right, if you do join me, then pop some comments in and let me know you're here, and then I can say hello, or if you've got any questions, then I can answer any of those. God, I really can't believe we're at the end of March. Time is just going so quick this year, and we have tomorrow as demonstrators. Tomorrow evening we get to see the new annual catalogue for the first time, digital format. So that's really exciting. But I'm also quite sad that we'll be losing some of the items from the current annual catalogue, and it made me sort of like think that now would be a good time to get some of those products out and have a play. My live is saying that it's just finished on the screen, so if I am still with you, we just double check that, because I don't know quite what's happened there. No, it looks as though it's back again. Okay, so yeah, so one of my favourite suites from the current annual catalogue is the Hues of Happiness. It's really surprised me how much I like flowers at the moment. It's not normally something I would go for, but the papers, the colours, and just the way it all matches and stamps together, and the font is just really nice. So I'm going to make a little tea light box and a card using that. So hopefully it'll give you some ideas of how to use it. Right, I'm going to turn my camera around and show you what we're going to do. Okay. Okay, so this is the Hues of Happiness Suite, and you can see these are the papers. They're really gorgeous, and like you've got these ones that the dies cut out, the flowers and the leaves, and some really nice bright background stamps. So I thought, for considering it's so wet and grey, something really nice and bright would be a good place to start. So this is the little box that I'm going to show you how to make. It's really simple. Like everything, once you know how, you could undo the bow, but I won't be able to do the bow back up, so I'm just going to slide it off, and then I can show you. It's just a little tea light box, but could fit chocolates in there, I guess, or something. Or you can just make the dimensions slightly different, a bit bigger in that, and then make it to whatever size you want. Okay, so that's the box. I'll hop that out the way for a moment. And then the card is this one here. Now I've made it in the Melon Mambo, the nice bright pink, which is what I'm going to demonstrate shortly as well. But I also made a a bluey coloured one, which I think is really nice and bold. Not necessarily the right colours that you would get flowers in, but it's still very striking and looks nice. And this is the split card texture dies that I've used before, but I just did a basic stamping on the bit that's left, whereas these I thought I'd just sort of take them to the next level and give some more samples of what you can do with those. Okay, so I'll just pop that to one side for a moment, and we'll start with the box. Okay, so all you need is a piece of cardstock that measures 7 3/4 inch by 5 1/4, and we're gonna just bring in the scoreboard, and on the long side we need to score at 3/4 inch. I'm gonna do it this way. It's really difficult scoring like this under the camera. And again at 7 inch, so you've got 3/4 inch each end. Then we're going to turn it onto the short side, and again score it 3/4 inch. I think I'm going to have to stand up and do this one. Then 2 1/4. 3 inch and 4 1/2. Okay, so we can get rid of the scoreboard now. Okay, so before I finish all my folds, I'm just going to do some cutting. So basically I'm going to cut all of these up to that score line, and then I'm going to just take a little snip out of each of the little squares, just to give it just so it sits better when you fold it up. Just do those like that. It is literally just a little sliver. Okay. Now I'm going to just get my bone folder and just burnish all the score lines. You could do this beforehand if you wanted to, so that you don't have to do these individually, but sometimes it's easier cutting it while the paper's flat. Okay, so that's the box. Now, I'm going to use liquid glue, Tombow, for this. You could use tear and tape. I'm just going to pop some glue on these two flaps to start with, and then bring that up and see it. It makes quite a neat edge then, because you've got that little slanted bit cut off. Okay, and then so we're making the bottom of the box first. So put a bit more glue on these tabs here, and then fold those in. You only need to hold it for a little bit, just until the glue sort of takes. Obviously with the tear and tape it would stick automatically, but you haven't got any wriggle room with that. Okay, now you could also stick the pattern paper on the top bit first if you wanted to, but I'm gonna, because it's only the one bit, it's really easy just to do it once you've actually glued all the box together. Last one. Okay, so that's your basic box, and then it just folds shut like so. And got a piece of designer series paper, and this is 6 inches long by 1 1/4 inch wide. And I've made these I used to make these to sell in the shop, but since the shop's shut, I haven't really made things like this. So. And then you just stick in your bit of DSP on top of there. Okay, so that's the main box itself actually made. Now this, I've got a little tag here that I got on the other one, which I've just added a bit of ribbon round and an embellishment. So this is a tag from the Tailor Made tag dies. It's the smallest one of these, but you've got 2 different sorts and quite a few different sizes, so they're brilliant for making gift tags or adding as a layer on cards. So I'm just going to find a stamp. Okay, I think I used this one. This little happy birthday stamp out of the go-to greetings. I've got Melon Mambo. So I'm not really a pink person either, but this bright vivid pink I really like. So, and I'm just going to put it on as at an angle, just to give it a bit of a different look, I suppose. Okay, and then I've got my Glossy Dots that are in the suite with this this paper, and I'm just going to stick a dot on there like so. And then the ribbon I literally just tied round and then added this onto it and tied it in a bow. So that's a little box. It's really quite quick and simple, but it's effective. Nice little way to gift wrap some tea lights or whatever else you can fit in there. I say it's really, the dimensions are, you know, you can just make it bigger to whatever suits whatever it is you're wanting to wrap up. Okay, so the card is next, and I've already prepared everything, simply because it just makes it easier, rather than trying to get my big cut emboss machine up on here as well. So my card blank is 8 inches by 5 3/4, scored at 4, and then I've got a piece of designer series paper which is 3 3/4 inches by 5 1/2. I've got an inside white layer again, which is the same size as that DSP, and I've already cut my flowers and leaves. And this one I've already cut, just to make it easier and quicker. So this is the, oh, just dropped something I was going to show you. This is this die here. This one's a bit more sort of, I don't know, flowery maybe, but I like this one. Bear with me a moment, just got to pick the envelope up. Okay, so put those over there. First things first, I'm going to stamp on here. I think I'm going to use one of the stamps from the Happiness Abounds set. And I think I'm going to use, this time I'm going to use Friend, because, you know, I can then send it to one of my friends for any reason really. Okay, so Melon Mambo ink, just a few gentle taps so that we don't get too much ink everywhere. Can't see now, I'm just going to line that back up. There. So one good thing about the photopolymer stamps is that you can line them up, you can see through them and well enough to be able to line them up. Okay, so I really do need a bigger workspace for this, but never mind. Okay, so now I'm just going to run some glue around the edge of this layer, and then as these are the same size, I'm just going to carefully place that on there just so that it's in the right place. Then you've got your background, and this piece then can go straight onto the card base. Okay, so that's the basic card. Now, with my flowers, I put the main one, the biggest one, sort of in the middle, and lay these out just roughly where I want to put them, and add the leaves in. So it's going to be sort of like that, and then the first set of leaves I'm just going to stick down there, and the first flower I'm literally just using the liquid glue, and I'm going to just stick that in place so that one's flat. Now the next one, the big one, I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals on the back, just on one side, so at the top. And a bit of glue on the bottom edge. And that will stick down. So you've got a bit of volume, bit of lift up there, but not on this bottom edge, because this one then is going to be lifted up. Okay, and then put a bit of glue under there. It's stuck with a bit of the dimensional, so I couldn't get that out to do that. And this one can just pop in there. And then we're going to bring our dots back in and just put a few dots just to give it a bit of sparkle. So that's the outside of the card. Now I'm going to take the inner layer and I've got this rose, it's a rose, it's this one here. So I'm just going to stamp that on the corner of the inner layer. I'm not going to put a sentiment inside because I'm not sure what occasion yet I'm going to use it for. Okay, so then that piece can be put inside. Okay, and then the next thing I want to show you is, again, I've got another piece of the designer series paper here, and I'm going to decorate the envelope. We don't tend to like sending plain or naked envelopes, so I'm just going to put some glue on there and then line that up with the fold, and there you can see I can now just trim round just trim all the way round. Doesn't take too long. And then you have a pretty back piece of the envelope. And then again, I'm just going to take the same flower and my ink and just stamp down in there. Okay, so that's the envelope and the card, and I've done the envelope for this blue one in it's the same pattern paper. It's actually this background on that one. That's my original card, and then there's the box. So I will be writing a blog post with the dimensions and that all written down. So that will be available on my blog, which is at www.inkspiredcrafts.co.uk. See, we're last couple of days of March, so if there is anything that you want to order and you order it online, I've not got an order going in now for the rest of this month, but if there is anything you want and you order it online, if you put in the March host code, which is capitals DCPK7NBW, if you use that host code, then I'll get notification and you'll receive a small thank you gift in the post from me next month. But I hope you like that. I'm going to be really sad to lose this designer series paper. I'm not sure what will happen with the stamp set and dies, but the paper will definitely retire. So if you like it and you want to get some before it does retire, then now's a good time, because it will go fairly quickly, I should think, once people realise that it's retiring for good. Okay, all right. Well, thanks for joining me today. I think it's quite a bit shorter than normal. I don't know how long it's been on here. Can't see the time on the watch. But anyway, thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed that little demonstration, and I'll see you again next week. Take care.